Let's meditate. I like to use the term absolute state of being, or to be at the state of absolute state. And I posted a few videos on it. But perhaps not squarely talking about absolute state of being. I don't like to use the meaning because it becomes conceptual. But when we talk, it may be necessary or helpful. I don't like the word non-duality. It's basically point the same, but the word non-duality sounds more conceptual. Like I have to use my mind to think about non-duality, starting from duality to get to non-duality. It's too much effort. So absolute state is simple, nothing to be argued, nothing to use of mind, just be. Yeah, and compared to say just be, absolute state is more direct than just be. You can be in any state. Therefore, I like to be at the absolute state of being. In Zen Sutra, there is Shinjinmei. In there, the first line said something like, what was it? Let me think. It's something like to find the way, it's not difficult. And the next line says, it doesn't like to use good or bad. Kenjaku. It doesn't want to be thinking. Thinking of differentiating. Maybe I can put better translation in the description. But that Xinxin is pretty good. Maybe I should say something more about it. But for now, that line is enough, relating to point to the absolute state of being without thinking. So no mind. Which is the same as non-duality. Zen is very straightforward and penetrating, not requiring any thinking. That's pretty much the very point of Zen. So if you get into the metaphysical discussion, like a philosophy doesn't go anywhere because that promotes more thinking, therefore you add more thinking. And it's like one of the psychologist textbook I remember reading, a very thick, too much experiment, and it's the opposite of Zen, which point to no mind, and get the intuitive capturing essence as experience. That's the word. Not in thinking, but experiential wisdom. And that experience, when we have it, penetrate through the mind. So the mind is shaken up and be made clear. That's more so. Is another word I just thought. Datsu is escaping or out of. More so is delusion. Just one simple syllable. That's more so 3 syllables, but that captures the essence. The other one it popped up in mind is Furyu Monji. That's 4 word. Who know? Do you stand? Monji word. Furyu Monji. Don't play with word. In other words, don't use your mind. Avoid the sense of confusion. Avoid judging. Not to yes or no to your liking. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yes, thrown away all of that. So be at the state of being absolute. Maybe I can explain this much more concisely, but the point is to know description, but pure experience of it. So like a cat, rinzai, shout, cats, is cut off or the mind play. Awakened, be awakened. There is the word one finger Zen. I guess this could be the English translation. Whenever people ask questions, this monk pushed his thumb up and didn't say anything. He was pointing something without saying anything. another koan. What was his name? Anyway, Zuigen, I think was his name, was saying every morning when he wakes up, he talked to himself. How are you doing? Fine. Are you the master of your being? Yes, I am. Something like that. I may be able to put those in description, so if you're interested. Those are just a few koan or koan-like ideas relating to the spirit to get to know what this state of absolute being. Maybe smacking your head on the cheek would be a good way. Yes, there's a koan of someone. Yeah, there are a few koans on that one. One monk got enlightened when he heard, for some reason, stone hit the bamboo. Maybe he was running or walking, and the stone flew and hit the bamboo. It makes a clear, sharp sound. That's when he got enlightenment. Similar one was Ikkyu sitting in the night, and all of a sudden this crow made a sharp noise. That's when Ikkyu got enlightened. Many more stories, I can keep on going. But those are pointing to get to the absolute state of being, which I also mentioned in one of those videos, that's our eternal home. Once we got the sense of it experientially, like shaken up, be awakened to clean our mind. Enlightenment, like aha. Movement pop up out of nowhere. Why nowhere? Because it's not something you can grasp with words in your mind. You can imagine a stone hitting the bamboo, if you know what bamboo does. Because of the empty space inside, make a nice sharp sound. I thought about what is his name? Unborn by Bankei. Unborn, before you are born. It sounds like who are the ones before your parents were born? origin of who you are may be found as the state of unborn. Being absolute state. And he was talking, often referring to the crow making noise, as if when, let's say, we are talking like this and hear the sound of crow in the background, we know it without thinking. So that ability is direct experience. And one koan, more and more I can think back, is, what's the English word? Ordinary mind is the way. That's the koan between Joshu and who was the other one? Nansen, yeah, right. Joshu asked, what is the ordinary mind or the way? Oh yeah, that's a way. And then ordinary mind is the way. How do I get the ordinary mind? And then says, if you seek for it, you cannot find it. Then how do I know when I get the ordinary mind? Nansen says, when you have it, it's like a blue sky, or some such expression. So all I talked about, I keep adding more, but all of them point the same absolute state of mind. And when you have it without thinking and be able to relate as if that's your eternal home, and perhaps with samadhi at the deepest level of samadhi, or something like that. That's the core of who we are. That's another expression I used. Be at home. And you are in nirvana too. No concept, direct experience, as it is. Nothing is needed, nothing to be added, nothing to be taken away. Why? Because it's absolute. I may write more about this in description, but there are too many of them, so I may just pick few of them. But the point is, get it without thinking. Because life is to be lived every moment. Always be awake. Well, you can lose it, but you want to go back there. That's why I keep saying it's a home. As human, we may lose it. That's part of our prerogative. To lose it, to know it. If you don't lose it, you don't know it. Without delusion, there's no enlightenment. It's a paradox. It's a straightforward expression. No philosophy is needed. So in one of those koans, I forgot which one. What was the story? Something about hitting and appreciating the hitting. That's very direct. Wake up and have a good day. May all being happy. They are there. Quiet day, no movement of leaves in the tree. Remember, be at the absolute state of being, your eternal home. Thank you.